How surprising religion's animal play died. Slow version. Imagine you're being attacked by a ferocious predator. With no chance of escape, you do what any courageous self-protective person would do. Crawl into a mobile state called catatonia, stick out your tongue, draw, and oozed some foul-smelling liquid from your anal gland. Disgusting! Your assailant losing his grip. Decide you're not the dinner is looking for, and departs. After 10 minutes, you resurrect and merrily saunter on. From lemurs to lizards, ants to amphibians, sharks to chickens, hundreds of animals play dead as a survivor tag. Nicknamed playing possum after its star performer. Feigning death is also called thanatosis. That's from Thanatos, the ancient Greek deity of death. But most scientists call it tonic immobility, or TI. How and why TI occurs depends on the species and situation. Spearing stance and adopting odd posture are common and often play important roles. Other animals sacrifice their neighbors. Quilla chicks that freeze while they can run amok have a better chance of survival when pursued by a cat. Speaking of cat, feeling mother can pinch the knees of their kittens' necks and induce another kind of immobility called climnosis. This keeps the kittens quiet and easy to transport. Most of the physiological mechanisms underlying these theatrics originate in the parasympathetic nervous systems, but that are known for controlling cycle of resting and digesting. In possums, the parasympathetic nervous system causes their heart rate to drop by nearly half, respiration by a third, and body temperatures by more than half of degrees Celsius for up to an hour. The neurotransmitter dopamine also play a part. Flower beetles with low dopamine levels play dead more frequently than those with high levels, and anything blocking dopamine receptor site can lengthen catatonia. But maintaining a death rule isn't easy. The performers are constantly gauging their surroundings for cues on when it's safe to rise. Chickens, for instance, can sense when a predator's eyes are upon them. Researchers know this because when they used a stuffed hog in experiments, their chicken subjects came out of their catatonia quicker when the hog's eyes were operated. Other animals use TI for purposes other than defense. When the sleeper Zeclis feels packaged, it's sink to the lake floor and lying motionless. Its splashes coloration making it seem like a rotting carcass. If a small scamper investigated, it's unless trickster straight. Some animals even feign death as a sexual ploy. Male nurse spiders often give off the silk-wrapped insects in hope of wooing females. But those females are known to eat love-seeking males. By playing dead while the female eagerly devours her snack, these males can cautiously revive and improve their chances of successfully mating. So TI can work to animals' advantage unless someone else knows its secret. California Oregon can flit over young great white sharks, inducing TI for so long the immobilized shark who must move to respire essentially suffocate. Humans can also play shark into a TI by stroking a shark's electrically sensitive neck and gently turning over, Researchers can use TI that lasts up to 15 minutes. That's enough time to insert the tan, remove hooks, and even perform surgeries. There are risks, however. TI can hamper respiration and induce hypoglycemia, a sign of stress. So this technique should only be used when necessary. Humans can also experience TI when they freeze with the fear during violent assault. Recognizing the anxious, involuntary form of self-defense significant implications when trying to understand why some victims don't flee or flight in the face of danger. So studying TI in non-human animals not only help us better understand some odd behaviors, it can also help us better understand our own, sometimes counterintuitive, responsive to violence. One more with normal speed. Imagine you're being attacked by a ferocious predator. With no chance of escape, you do what any courageous self-respect person would do. Crawl into a mobile state called catatonia, stick out your tongue, draw, and ooze some foul-smelling liquid from your anal glands. Disgusted, your assailant loses his grip, decides you're not the dinner it's looking for, and departs. After 10 minutes, resurrect and method is sent on. From lemurs to lizards to ants to amphibians, sharks to chickens, hundreds of animals play dead as a survival tactic. Named a playing possum after the star performer, feigning death is also called danitosis. That's from danitos, the ancient Greek deity of death. The most scientists call it croton livability or TI. How and why TI occurs depends on the species and situation. Spewing stance and adopting odd postures are common and often play important roles. Other animals sacrifice their neighbors. Quit chicks and freeze while their cannot run amok, have a better chance of survival when pursued by a cat. Speaking of cats, feline mothers can pinch the nibs of kittens' nests and use another kind of immobility called hypnosis. This keeps the kittens quiet and easy to transport. Most of the physiological mechanisms underlying this theatric originate in the parasympathetic nervous system, but are known for controlling the cycle of resting and digesting. In possums, the parasympathetic nervous system causes the heart rate drop by nearly half, respiration by a third, and body temperature by more than half a degree Celsius for up to an hour. The neurotransmitter dopamine also play a part. Flower beetles with low dopamine levels play it more frequently than those with high levels, and anything blocking dopamine receptor site can lengthen catatonia. But maintaining that rule isn't easy. The performers are constantly gazing at their surroundings for cues on when it's safe to rise. Chickens, for instance, can sense when a predator's eyes are upon them. Researchers know that because when they used the stop heart in experiments, their chicken subjects came out of their counter gap quicker when the hawk's eyes were averted. Other animals use TI for purposes other than defense. When the sleeper secretes feels package, it sinks to the lake floor and lies motionless. Its sludgy coloration making it seem like a rotting across. It's a smart smash investigating this unless trickster strike. Some animals even feign death as a sexual ploy. Male nurse spider offer gift of secret grafting insect in hope of ruling females, but those females are known to eat love-seeking males. By playing dead while the female eagerly develops her snack, this male can cautiously revive and improve their chances of successful mating. So TI can work to enabl's advantage, unlike someone else knows the secret. California orcas can flee over young great white sharks, inducing TI for so long in immobilized shark who must move to respire and essentially suffocate. Humans can also fluctuate into a TI by stroking a shark's electronic sensitive snout and gently turning over. Researchers can reduce TI that lasts up to 15 minutes. That's enough time to insert the tag, remove hooks, and even perform surgery. There are risks, however. TI hampers respiration and use hypoglycemia, a sign of stress. So this technique should only be used when necessary. Humans can also experience TI when it freezes with fear during violent assault. Recognizing this anxious, involuntary form of self-defense is a significant implication when trying to understand why some victims don't flee or fight in the face of danger. So studying TI in non-human animals not only helps us better understand some odd behaviors, it can also help us better understand our own, sometimes counterintuitive response to violence.